Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
Legendary Mr. Skin.
Mr. Skin. Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Mr. Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 19th Annual Anatomy Awards, featured right here on the Mr. Skin Podcast, sponsored by Streammate.com, the global leader in live streaming, with the hottest porn stars and amateurs broadcasting live directly from their bedroom to yours. Streammate creates a totally unique and intimate experience where you get to direct the show however you want. With an endless variety of performers, you're sure to find your perfect match on Streammate.com. The question is, are you ready for Streammate, and are you ready for the Anatomy Award? Good.
Yes.
How are you?
Thanks, Andrea.
So
Thanks.
Excited. I love the Anatomy Awards.
I can't believe it's 19 years of doing this, by the way.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
You know, when I looked back, like in the
Barely
early
legal.
days of doing this, and I really was focused on, you know, best breast, best lesbian scene, best butt. And don't get me wrong, those are still important categories in my Anatomy Awards. But
Absolutely.
what's really become fun for me, and I think for the website, and the fact that there's just so many places now where there's celebrity nudity, is the thing that's been really fun is the curation of cool, wild, crazy nude scenes. And what I enjoy are the meetings we have leading up to our Anatomy Awards, me and my content department, our writers, where we sit down and literally my crack staff saves all the nude scenes, all the stuff for the year, and we kind of weed out, you know, the until we have the best of the breast. And it's so much fun. And what I love is finding these crazy, weird things where you look at it and be like, I cannot believe this happened in a movie, or this happened, you know, on a television show or whatever, you know. And I think people will flip out when they see some of these scenes and be like, I just can't believe that this aired on a show with commercials, or this was on cable TV. And it's getting crazier and crazier. And I can honestly say that the 19th Annual Anatomy Awards is really the best ever, because there's tons of big name celebrities, tons of shows, you know, but more important, there's, you know, stuff that maybe you don't know that you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe this exists. I want to see more. And we have 42 total awards now.
Wow.
At MrSkin.com, plus a Lifetime Skin Achievement Award winner. And it's a ton of fun. It's completely free at our website if you want to check it out. The 19th Annual Anatomy Awards. So, Andrew, today on the podcast, normally we go over all the latest in television and movies, but I have so much to get to. I'm going to go over, you know, some of my favorites, and then you can check the rest out at MrSkin.com.
Perfect. And my favorite part is not only the biggest names and the best butts and boobs, but I like all the crazy, unique categories you guys come up with. So I'm ready to jump right in and see what you guys have for.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna. That's what I want to do. I want to focus on that, because I think the wild and crazy stuff would be
so much fun.
Yeah, so much fun. So let's start. You know, at the last week, if you remember when I was telling you that there was a girl that was going to win Best Monster Muff.
Oh yes!
Yes.
Oh my God! Now I was like, I can't wait to see the Monster Muff.
Well, I want you to see it. Go check out on this list I supplied you. Her name is
OMG.
Yeah, Claire O'Kane. And
okay.
Amazon, what they do is they put out these pilots every year, and then people vote, or they get feedback, and then they decide which ones they're going to go with a full season. And there was a pilot called Budding Prospects, and it was about these 80s weed dealer kids, and it ended up not getting it ended up not getting picked up, but there was a scene in there in the pilot, and that's all we have from Budding Process, of Claire O'Kane wearing just a T-shirt, and these guys knock on her door, and she comes to the door, and this won our best monster muff. You don't see this too much. And from what we heard, and we know some people that know her, that she grew that out for real. It's not a fake, like a merkin or anything. What do you think of that, Andrea?
No, I mean, did she grow this out for real for the show, or did she just grow it out because that's how she likes to rock it? Now, this thing is massive. You're right, Skin. She's a young thing. She's got a really pretty face. She's got little makeup on because she's a natural beauty. She's walking through this door, kind of that Donald Duck look where it's just the t-shirt, nothing else. And her bush is so big. It's like the happy trail. It goes underneath the shirt, underneath the bottom of the shirt. I'm blown away, but I love it because I like seeing a big natural bush nowadays because we're living in the world of the merkin and all this fake pubic hair technology that it's really nice to see a big muff on a young chick. So best monster muff, Claire O'Kane. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what you got next.
Yeah, we only got 41 other awards to go. But yeah, I'm just going to, for the podcast, talk about some of my favorites. But yeah, that was definitely one of them. We're going to call her, instead of Claire O'Kane, Hair O'Kane, because she is mufftastic. So now, I really love this one, because I don't know how many people noticed it, and I know millions of people watch the show, but my crack staff at MrSkin.com that goes through all these movies and television shows frame by frame found this. I want to know what you think. So it's the best lip slip. And it happened on a show you know well, because you are Miss Bravo. It's from The Real Housewives in New York, and it was season 9, episode 17, when the girls were on a trip to Mexico, and Bethany Frankel is, what would you call that? Is that like a camisole? What is that she's wearing? Like, what would you say she's wearing?
The outfit she's wearing?
Yeah.
She's wearing, a little tiny camisole and little tiny, like, silk shorts. It's like a pajama set, like a very sexy little tiny pajama set. And then she has a robe on top, but the robe is completely open. So, and you know what? So are the shorts. Let's be real.
Well, the funny thing is, because if you watch this, it happens so fast, but in high def and going through things. So it's ironic they were in Mexico, because we do see south of her border a lip slip, which we have confirmed in the Mr. Skin laboratories. Her shorts open. She's not wearing underwear. And Bethany Frankel shows lippage, and that won our best lip slip this year in the Anatomy Awards.
You know, this isn't just even like a lip slip. This is like a cooter slip. Like, it's so funny because what you're seeing coming out of the shorts, it's like the shorts are rising up. So it's not like the pussy's hanging out. It's like they're open and you can see right into a window to the cooch. And it's just like, I can't even really tell what that is. Is that the whole thing? Is that one big fat juicy lip? Whatever it is, it's shaved, it's waxed, it's lasered, and it is out and about. And it's so hot too, because you think, you know, she's, formerly married and she's a mom, and it's like, and she's got a hot little cookie. Yeah. So,
well, we know that's we'll call that an open border here at MrSkin.com. Yes. So anyway, that one, our best lip slip. Yeah. So, congrats, Bethany Frankel. I love that one. It's one of my
a good one.
Favorites. Another one. So, I want you to go down to the best money shot, Andrea, because I love this, and I love what's happening on cable television. For a long time, the only time you saw semen in a movie or television show was back in the old what was the movie with Jodie Foster, Silence of the Lambs. So remember when the criminal flipped some jizz at her, and that was like kind of a shocking thing to see jizz, and you didn't really see it. But what's happening ever since Girls, that famous scene with Adam Driver and Shiri Appleby, where
the pearl necklace,
he like did the pearl necklace, and they showed the jizz on her chest. Like, for people today that go to PornoTube and all that and see jizz all the time, it doesn't seem shocking. But remember, this is on cable television, and it's just rare to see semen, especially in a sexual situation. Well, now all of a sudden,
the floodgates have opened.
The floodgates are open, and the best money shot this year is from Issa Rae on her HBO show Insecure. And this, like I said, never used to happen. And she's blowing a guy, and he reaches climax, and it goes all over her face. And I got to tell you, it's pretty impressive to see it on HBO. It's just, there's a different dimension when you see it on something like HBO.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. And like you said, when you're on porn sites, you're expecting to see jizz. When you're watching, some TV shows, you're not expecting to see it. Yeah, okay, they're having sex or doing this. And it's just such a new thing. It's so shocking to me still. And you know me, I'm jaded as all hell. And it's so shocking to me. But this is the best money shot. It's right in the face. It's a monster load. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah. And I can just empathize for this poor woman. Because everyone likes, a facial, but no one likes it in the eye. Let's be real here.
We're going to call her, instead of Issa-Rae, Jizza-Rae. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was impressive. But if you haven't seen this, it's really wild. And I guess they said they used pina colada mix to do the jizz for the thing. I don't know about that. No, that's what she said in an interview. I'm going to go with it. So there was some sort of a pina colada flavor to the jizz that hit her in the face. So
okay, I was going to say it looks a little thick for pina colada mix, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm just reporting. I'm reporting. All right, so go down to the best vag-cum. Best
yes, I know where we're going with this because I love when we talked about this. I loved it. Break it to me.
It's really wild. So there's a show called American Gods on Starz Network, and this was season 1. I think this was the very first episode of the season, and the goddess of love is played by Yetide Badaki, and the basic thing, now this is based on that Neil Gaiman novel of the same name, and they made a show about it, and it's got a Gaiman, I believe it is, and they have made a show about it, and it's actually got a nice following. People really dug it. It's already renewed for another season, and it's on the Starz Network. But what blew me away, and I had never seen, I'm always seeing stuff where I'm like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is something I had never seen before. The best vag-cum, Yetide Badaki, has sex with guys and then swallows them into her vagina, and it's pretty graphic how they show it, and the guy kind of just shrinks right in, and then he enters this universe or alternate
another dimension. I feel
another dimension.
Right?
It's really weird, but pretty impressive. And she's fully nude, and these guys just swallow into her vagina. And next thing you know, they're floating in space. It's the weirdest thing. But she plays, like I say, the goddess of love on American Gods, and that won our best vag-cum because she sucks guys into her vagina.
I'm speechless. Yes, and yes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say about that? I mean,
I mean, the only thing I could think of, like, maybe if you're on like a shit ton of acid and you're having sex with a beautiful black woman, maybe you'll get a similar experience. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. This is crazy. But
it's a whole new Pooniverse.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what to say, but if you haven't seen it, it's really impressive. And the way they do it is cool. So that won our best vag-cum. Now,
I love it.
Yeah. Now, go down a couple to best arachnophobia. I think you're gonna like this. Best.
Now, this you gotta give me the lowdown on, because I'm not afraid of spiders, but this shit makes my skin crawl.
It's really weird. Okay, so the name of the movie is Most Beautiful Island, and this actress, and I believe it's her real name, Natasha Romanoff, which ironically is the real name of the Black Widow in the comic books. But
interesting.
Anyway, it's really weird. So it's like a Fear Factor thing in this movie, and she's at this like Eyes Wide Shut party, and I got to get the backstory more on this, but she has to first of all, she has to strip nude in front of all these debutantes and all these well-dressed men. And then she strips in front of them, and you have to lay down, and they put a spider over your naked body, and you cannot flinch, much like a Fear Factor thing. And if you flinch, you get killed, but if not, you could live. It's really weird. But the spider crawls from her back onto her butt. So we were trying to think, like, what would we call this? So we came up with best arachnophobia, and the girl's really hot, but it's a fucking real spider that's huge crawling on her naked body, and it's one of the most wild nude scenes I've ever seen, and it's from the movie Beautiful Island, our best arachnophobia.
It's like when I'm watching this, and now I'm watching it over and over and over, and like I said, I have no problem with spiders at all. They do not scare me. But when I'm watching this crawl over her skin, I can actually empathetically feel it. And I'm thinking this poor actress had to actually have this gargantuan spider crawl all over her. And we know, it's crawling right near her nether regions. That had to have tickled like a motherfucker. So it's like, for the movie, you can't flinch or you're going to die. But as an actress, how do you not flinch? Oh my gosh. And but you know what? Aside from the spider and everything, it's really hot because you're like, I just want to be that spider.
It is because she's got a great butt. And I have to admit, I shot a few webs to this, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. But it's
Jesus.
Yeah, it is really cool. One of the coolest nude scenes I've ever seen, as far as just, we have stuff this year that I have never seen before. I can't say I've seen a big ass spider on a great ass before. It's really cool. So anyway, that was our best arachnophobia.
And now it's time for our Porn Star Spotlight of the Week, sponsored by Cherry Pimps and PornStars.com, our cam goddess. Brandi Anderson. Hi, beautiful.
I'm great. How are you? Hi.
We are fantastic. Now, Brandi is not only banging hot, as you can see.
She's a radio star.
She's a radio star. It's so good to have someone on mic who has, the gift and loves it. She sat down and she said, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah. As soon as those headphones goes on, I have my degree in radio broadcasting.
Oh,
like I'm really serious about it. It's honestly my love. It's not what I get to do all the time, but if I could pick one of my jobs to do all the time, radio's right.
So when the cans go on, sometimes the cans come out.
It's true, yeah.
Yes,
right.
And that could be your new tagline for your new show.
Cans out.
Cans on,
cans out. Cans out.
So let's talk about your camming career, because I know you've done a lot of stuff.
Done a lot, 13 years. Well, actually even longer. I mean, I always say it's my 27th birthday, so we won't go exactly how long.
I've turned 29 6 times. So.
I don't know why I like 27 so much, but even my agents know. They'll come up to me and be like, happy 27th birthday. I'm like, thank you.
That's right, girl.
It's like you can't age in this business.
So where did you start your career?
I started as a dancer at the Spearmint Rhino.
Oh, I love that.
And I met Jenna Jameson and Shy Love and Tara Patrick and all the porn stars, and they reeled me in.
Back in the glory days.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Back in those days, those are the porno days I really miss.
Yes.
I really miss them.
When porn stars were porn stars.
Thank you. When it wasn't an Instagram model trend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not to be a hater, but
it's the truth.
I worked really hard, and I didn't call myself a porn star for many, 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 many years. So it's kind of like they're overnight. Like, I came off of Instagram and I did a porno scene, so now I'm a porn star.
Right.
So it's kind of like, we paid our dues back then, and we had DVDs, and it wasn't just like, Google me. You know, I had an actual DVDs and boxes.
Contract was like the thing.
Yeah. My contract, that's all I ever had was contracts. So coming into the new world, I'm like, wait, what? I have to shoot for everybody? That's why camming has always been kind of that home base where you can still connect with the fans. They know where I'm at, so it's nice.
Is that cool when you're camming and you have a longtime fan from that time that just like still loves you and still is in your life?
What's crazy is my fans are so dedicated. Mm-hmm. They have stayed loyal throughout my entire career. So I have 12, 13-year fans that come up and they're just, I remember them, and they get online, and especially when we do the Cherry Pimps live shows, they're always on there. They remember everything about everything I do, and it's just so cool to connect with them on that level. I'm a really big person that loves my fans, knows that I wouldn't be here without them 13 years later. So after 13 years, I still have their love and support, and they're still telling me I'm getting better. I love them.
She's getting better.
I like that. I love how they always come up and they're like, you don't age, or what are you doing?
You're 27, girl.
I know. I mean, how can you age when you just keep turning 27? I mean, but my fans, they really, really support me, and they supported me changing, because I went from like the cookie cutter girl next door to like,
I can't even imagine that.
And see that it wasn't who I was. Yeah. And I knew that all along. And once I kind of made my place in the business, I said, you know what? It's time for me to kind of push to be myself.
So how would you describe yourself? Because right now, as you know, we're talking to listeners. Paint the picture of you.
Sure. You know what? I would say I'm probably as sweet as you possibly can get with a little bit of an edge, so don't piss me off. I've got, the tattoos are my thing. I love tattoos. I feel like it's a super great way of expression. I started with a bunch of crap ones and then wound up with these beautiful ones that now I want to expand into, but I'm kind of just like that sweet girl with a naughty ass personality. I don't know.
Which is the best kind.
Just a naughty little.
Because it's what a guy wants,
Because you don't want a naughty one with a sweet ass personality. You want a sweet one with a naughty ass personality.
Yeah. I've got a heart of gold. I'll always be a good friend, but my husband's got it good because he knows I love my porno years, but now having it with my husband and that, in our bedroom and we cam together, we put out everything.
Oh, you cam together.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at him. I can't not.
I cam with him too.
Yeah, right. No, I hit the jackpot. So, and he really is 27, so it works out great. I don't gotta lie about his age.
That's so funny. So, what do your fans request from you the most?
Honestly, right now, I'm going to be honest. They request us together because he is not known and no one's seen him. But our relationship is
because you can't fake that.
They're like, it's couple goals. You guys on Instagram. I follow you guys do you guys not know that that's not like real life? We fight. We go through just as much stuff as you guys do, probably more. But we hold it together, and we've been through so much together, and they want to see us. It's crazy.
Have you ever found, though, that a longtime fan, is a little jealous of Hottie over here?
Okay, so once they meet him, it's always, can I still send you gifts? Like, is he going to get weird about it?
Like, no, he likes the gifts.
And I said, he's like, no, send her as many gifts as you want. We love that. You know what I mean? No, he's so awesome and so friendly with them that they're just like, how can I hate him? Like, nah, it's cool. You married the good one. Because they know at the end of the day, I've been that girl. I've been a mom and the single mom life and did my whole thing. Bringing him in was the best blessing I could have had.
So I know you are very unique. You're your own person. You found who you are. If you had to say a celebrity that you resemble, maybe your fans tell you, your friends tell you, who is it?
Let me say who I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Megan Fox.
Ooh, I like that one. I get that. Or why am I forgetting this right now? I just
what is she in?
I totally it's Posh Spice, Victoria Beckham.
Oh,
really?
I get that all the time. Or Megan Fox. But I always got compared to like Jenna when she had her dark hair porn star.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're into that whole like jet black hair and bright sparkly eyes thing, you'd be into Brandi. Well, Brandi, we know you have a busy day, and it's been so lovely talking to you.
It's been nice to take a break and talk with you guys.
You are fucking hot.
Yes.
So are you.
Thanks, girl.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Now, go down a couple more to the most nude people in one scene, and I gotta explain all this because it's so crazy. So, it's from the classic movie Space Babes from Outer Space, which I know we all must go out and see now. But first of all, there's 10 actresses standing on a stage topless, and you see in the foreground those two like furry creatures. Those are aliens, and they're sitting there watching the girls. This is the craziest stuff you ever seen. So picture these girls are up on stage shaking their breasts. The two aliens are watching, and the point, what these girls are trying to do is get the aliens to start jerking off. The aliens start jerking off while the girls are up on stage, and when they both come at the same time, their jizz flies all over that guy in the front row and all over the place. But then they jizz themselves to death, so they've killed the aliens by these girls up on stage. But this one are most nude people in one scene, where you have 10 topless babes, and from the classic, Andrea, the classic Space Babes from Outer Space. You want to check it out.
And I will say, I think every single one of these nude actresses is natural. I don't see an implant anywhere. Not a one.
Oh no, it's 100%. They went with all naturals, and they show a lot of close-ups of the breasts and stuff. It's pretty cool. So, speaking of aliens and weird stuff, there was one of the weirdest, and I think we talked about this on the podcast. You'll probably remember it when you see it. If you go down to Best Monster Human Sex with Ruth Ramos.
Oh yeah. Oh God, this was so creepy. Skin.
Yeah, well, it's tentacle sex. If you want to see it, this is our best monster human sex, and it's a Mexican movie, a horror movie, and Ruth Ramos is the girl. It's called The Untamed, and I say tentacle porn because this monster's looks like kind of an octopus. It's like an alien that comes down and is banging her, but they show her like filleting this octopus thing. It is the wildest thing, and the octopus wraps its whole body around her. And what's cool about this is they showed in the Blu-ray extra features, they showed how they filmed this, where they had camera people under that. She was on this rotating bench, or this bench that was there, and all the people were around her, and the lighting and how they did the scene. It was pretty cool to see, because when I first watched it, I was like, holy geez, this is like this very disturbing, but at the same time it was very cool because she's hot and naked, and it's very realistic. Like she's literally having sex with like some sort of an alien octopus. It's just wild.
Yeah, and every one of these octopus tentacles looks just like a dick. You know what I mean? It's so crazy, and as disturbing as it is, it's still really hot. When you see a hot, beautiful babe like this with anything in her mouth, even if it is an octopus tentacle, it's going to make your brain go certain directions. So it's crazy, it's weird, but it is definitely something for the Anatomy Awards. That's for damn sure.
You'll pitch a tentacle when you see it. It's really weird, but please check it out, because I think people would freak out if you saw this. But it's very well done, and the special effects are really cool too. Now I got to turn you on to something that won't turn you on. It is the best butt munch, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this too in the podcast this year because it was so weird. It's Betsy Brown from a movie called Assholes. It's Peter Vack directed this, and this is just like, it's up there with like the Human Centipede type of just grotesque, weird, crazy. It's a gross out film basically, and it's a crazy like midnight movie, I guess. And what's even weirder is her brother directed this movie, this scene, and it's her and this guy, and they're eating each other's asshole out in a rare asshole 69, not to mention all different positions. But how weird is this? It's like for people that share an anal fetish or something, and to have your sister get her ass eaten out while she's eating out this guy's ass, and all in the same movie. This is a reason MrSkin.com exists. We go through all this stuff, we find it, we present it, but I think, it may not turn you on necessarily, but it's something you definitely want to check out.
This will turn some people on. Me, no, but it is interesting.
No, I'm not saying it's supposed to turn you on, but I think it's something you definitely want to check out. So,
but I think some people would be by it. I think the variety of positions, it's just out there. It's out there. So yeah, if you like seeing a girl, eat ass, receive her ass being eaten, like you mentioned, the 69 in a variety of other positions, this would be, again, very rightly so, the best butt munch, because that's all they're doing is munching butt.
Yep. It's weird. Yeah. So the movie's called Assholes, and that won our best butt munch. Just a couple more I wanted to share with you, Andrea. And believe me, we have, there's 42 total. So I've only scratched and sniffed the surface here because there's so much.
And we're blazing through too. We're blazing it.
Yeah. Go up a little to Best Naked Teeter Totter.
Okay.
This is another one from Insecure, the HBO show, and this was in their second season, the 4th episode. And
this was hot.
Yeah, it really was. This Jay Ellis, he has an on again, off again relationship with Issa Rae, the star of the show. But if I remember correctly, he met these two girls at a shopping center, and they come back to his place. And so to win Naked Teeter Totter, picture one girl sitting on his face while the other's sitting on his cock, and he's completely nude, and they're kissing. And the two girls are kissing. So we gave it the award for Best Naked Teeter Totter, and I just love this scene. It was one of the hottest sex scenes of 2018, and it's also skinterracial, which I love. So great scene, and a show 2 awards from Issa Rae and Insecure. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right on. I love this scene. It's, two girls sharing a dude. It's so hot. If you love threesomes or just like seeing pretty girls kiss, it's so amazing while she's riding his face and then riding his thing. I mean, I love everything about this scene. So best naked teeter totter, 100%. And I'm glad we came up with a name for that move, for this three-way action.
Yeah. When you see a scene like that, you immediately got to come up with a name for the scene, not vice versa. So I can't sit around hoping there'll be a naked teeter totter, but if it happens, I got to give you the best naked teeter totter. So that's one of our award. And then a couple other things, like, of course, if you look up right above that best butt, we every year, we also have famous people, body parts and things, and there were a lot of great asses. I mean, Jessica Biel in The Sinner was a great example, but the winner this year was Kerry Russell for her best butt in The Americans on FX.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this show's been on since 2013, and it seems like every other year Kerry Russell shows her butt, and I can't help but put her in for best butt, and this year's no exception. So she was in the shower, and here's why I think she has something that very few women have, especially someone in her mid-30s. This is her best butt scene of all her great butt scenes, in my opinion. But, Andrea, see that space between crack and thigh? I like to call it the diamond.
Yes.
Very few women have the diamond where your butt is her butt almost goes up. You know what I'm saying? It's
yes.
Or a thymond, whatever you want to call it. But it is... Very few actresses have that. Very few women have it. But Kerry Russell in her mid-30s has the thymond, and it's another factor in why she has such a great butt.
I love it because that little thymond diamond is that window to the rear burger. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's stunning. And not only that, her butt is perky. It's round. She's a teeny weeny thing. She has to weigh like 90 pounds, and she has this perfect, round, tight butt that you're just not expecting. And I'm a big fan. I love The Americans. I love Kerry Russell, and I love her thymond. Too. She's everything. She's a phenomenal actress. And I love just her character on that show because she gets to wear all those, different disguises, and you kind of get to role play along with her. So I'm loving it. Best butt for sure. Great find.
Yeah, and there was stiff competition. Jessica Biel in The Sinner, Mary Elizabeth Winstead in Fargo. So we don't take our best butts lightly, Andrea. So that was you have to earn it in the Anatomy Awards, and Kerry Russell did. A couple other just real quick things before we wrap up. Best lesbian scene. Believe me, there was a lot of stuff, but as far as A-list mainstream movie. Two big names. I had to go with Charlize Theron and Sofia Boutella in Atomic Blonde, and we'll call this T and A listers, but Charlize Theron's in the Mr. Skin Hall of Fame for a great career. Sofia Boutella, you might know her from The Mummy. She showed her butt in that with Tom Cruise, I believe. Tom Cruise, yeah. And then this happens at the 51-minute mark. And as far as celebrity lesbian scenes go, it was so hot. I actually thought when they were just kissing was even hotter than the actual sex, but that you get both in this. And she was the Mummy. Sofia Boutella was the Mummy. Really great lesbian scene, and like I said, we've had a best lesbian scene every year of our 19 years of the Anatomy Awards. Can't say I've had a best naked teeter totter scene every year, but I do have a best lesbian scene, and this was my favorite of 2017.
Absolutely. It's hot. It's beautiful. It's sensual. The actresses are top notch. And not only with their level of celebrity, but their skill as actresses and their beauty. So really, really good decision on that one, Skin. So, and just to tease, so you definitely stop by MrSkin.com and check out the whole list. You don't want to miss Best Banana Boobs, Most Spectacular Speculum, Best Marty Feldman Nips, Best Sex with a Eunuch, Best Nude Daughter of a Famous Father, Best See-Through Bra. Like I said, there's so much to get to, and we've barely scratched the surface. So come check it out at MrSkin.com, our 19th annual Anatomy Awards, and I think you'll appreciate all the hard work that my crack staff did to get this put together. And believe me, I could not do it without them, because they literally saved from starting on January 1st, and we're already saving nude scenes for next
next year for my 20th annual Anatomy Awards. We've already had some cool stuff like you saw in Here and Now, the horse head sex scene. Like we already put that aside. We'll be looking at that. But great stuff, and check it out. You will not be disappointed in our 19th annual Anatomy Awards.
Yeah, we hit some really great ones on this show. The Teeter Totter, Monster Muff, tentacle blowjobs, all that stuff. But there's so much more. MrSkin.com. And I want to thank everyone for checking out this episode of the podcast, 86, where we hit the 19th annual Anatomy Awards. And again, just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more on the website. Everyone go check it out. Thanks, Skin. Have a great one.
Thanks, Andrea. Take care.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin Podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin Podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.